Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Ellen,
I'm Richard.
and we are
Venerable Voyagers.
Travel. Hi, everybody. Well, it's been an adventurous 7 days, haven't it?
Not too bad.
Oh, hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Technical issues. Oh, you know what? I got it. Hang on.
In the meantime,
There we go. I think you're here now.
let us know if you how we doing.
Okay. Well, we literally just got off a shift. Yeah. It's been only a few hours since we've been home.
That is correct.
Where did we spend our last 7 days? Stop.
We joined the most recent sailing of the Sun Princess in the Western Caribbean. We embarked Port Everglades, Fort Lauderdale, made our way all over to Honduras, Roatan. We then
Belize.
made our way up to Belize City, Belize, and finally we spent the last shore day at Cozumel, Mexico, and then we headed back to Port Everglades.
It has been a wild ride. Let's just start off by saying the ship is beautiful. Right? I mean, we have to say
The ship is
the ship is absolutely beautiful. We can't wait to share with you the visuals, ship tour, and just amazed about how lovely it was. It was all decorated for Christmas. All the holiday decorations throughout everybody. They even had. Did you see the Hanukkah?
got some pictures of it.
So it was beautiful. It is a beautiful ship. Our accommodations, our accommodations were really wonderful. Um, our stateroom. Sorry about that. We have some. We're doing laundry as we just got back, and unfortunately, our washer's a little unbalanced. My bad. But anyway, this is crazy. The ship is absolutely beautiful. So, and it is different. So, for all of you Princess Purist, this ship is different and it's designed differently on purpose. Does it have its negatives? Yes. Does it have its positive? Absolutely. Um, did we have a good time? I think we did. We did. This is definitely a beautiful. I just can't get over how beautiful the ship is. And our cabin was a deluxe veranda because we had our daughter with us, so we needed to accommodate 3 people. So we had a lovely. 3 of us very comfortable in our cabin, um, and you know, the crew is spectacular. Right?
Yes.
They work very, very hard. Um, and one more nicer than the other. We'll go through everything about embarkation. We'll go through, we'll do a video on that. The internet does work. We had some challenges in the beginning, but really good internet service.
Our problem.
Yeah, it was user error. Surprise. But I really wanted to get out that the ship is beautiful and the crew are amazing, absolutely amazing. They couldn't do enough. And the captain was really, he kept us informed of everything that was going on. We did hit some bad weather, and that involved, unfortunately, you and our daughter who wanted to go swim with dolphins in Cozumel. Well, it rained and rained and rained. So they weren't able to do that. Um, let's get into what did you like about the ship? What did you like about this whole cruise? I mean, really, we just really get to the meat of it.
Well, the ship was beautiful. There were venues. So they increased the capacity on this ship. Um, there's a little over 4,000. It's the biggest ship in the Princess fleet now, the largest, as the largest capacity. Um, so a lot more people. Um, and what did I like about that? Well, I'm the kind that I never really like more people, but I do like more venues and more options. Um, and you did have that.
Yeah, there were a lot of options. You had your traditional international cafe, and then we had coffee, coffee,
We had two that we'd go to. We commonly went to Coffee Currents on
coffee
Deck
currents.
7, which was the hub of activity. Deck 7 seemed to be the central central gathering point of the ship.
Um, so there was a lot of activity around coffee, international coffee, whatever it's called, I can't remember it. And then, so you had that, but everything was centered around the piazza. So in the piazza, they would do Zumba in the morning. They would do line dancing. They would do many holiday festivities.
And
Um,
dancing without country music.
get over it. There was a lot of holiday things. Santa was on board, and Santa would sit for pictures for everybody, not only the kids. There were some kids, not as many as we thought they were going to be, but there were certain kids on. And Santa would come every day. You could sit and have pictures with Santa. They did holiday games. So everything really did happen in the piazza. Um, and off of that piazza, there are the coffee places, there's bars, crooners, and Bellinis, but also there's Rudy's off of there, there's Alfredo's off of the piazza. It's on like 7, 8, and 9. It's real heavy.
Colorado
Um,
Ocean is
Mikado Ocean, that's right.
off of the piazza.
So the hub is the piazza. It is a positive, but it's also a negative. Um, there's so much activity going on in that piazza, and when there's not activity, there's music playing, and it's very loud. So if you're looking for a quiet place to go, that wasn't where you're going to go. Also, uh, you're up 3 levels, so you're looking down. If you're on deck 8 or 9, you have to kind of look over to look down at the floor. And unfortunately, where they did these beautiful holiday at the bottom of each railing, they did this beautiful holiday wreaths with big globes of ornaments, and it was really very pretty done. But unfortunately, you couldn't see the bottom, so that was a little disconcerting. But the hub of activity is the piazza, and it's buzzing all morning, all day, all evening. It is really the hub. That's where this big central. You see in our thumbnail, we had a picture of a big screen. There's a big LED screen that they project on, and then the tree is there also. So there's a lot of activity that's happening in the piazza. Now there are other locations. There's the Princess Arena, which is a smaller venue, about 200 people can go in, and they do karaoke.
More than 200.
No, not that Princess Live. I'm sorry, Princess Live. It's about 150 to 200 people where they do karaoke there. They did some bingo there. About 100 people. And then there is the arena, which is in the round, which we were used to because of on Holland America on New Staten Dam, the world stage was in the round. And there you could do presentations. There was the big New York Broadway shows there. Um, there was that. And then there was the Dome. And the Dome is a great place during the day to relax. They normally have a couple artists, musicians that play. And there's some music going, but it's a pretty tame area, but it's very crowded during the day. It's a place that a lot of people love to go to. Now, outside the Dome, there's a lot of places to be out, to watch the ocean. There's that little bit of an observation if you go down a little bit. Um, but if it's raining, everybody's inside. And then the Dome. And if they're doing an event in the Dome, like what was it? Was it a musical event, or I can't remember what it was that they were talking about.
Meeting.
Oh, that's right. There was a comedian, and it's really designed poorly because you have loungers. But what they had anticipated was that the place where you lay your feet out would be able to transfer into seats. But there was no place for the person in the back to put their legs other than putting it on the inside of that little contraption.
It was a little bit of an unusual thought. Very comfortable if it's a smaller group. Problem was when you had an actual performance of some sort in there that was popular at all, it got overly crowded fast. They laid this out. I think they put some thought into it, but in my opinion, excuse me, didn't really think it all the way through. You have three performance venues: forward, midship, and aft. Forward is the Dome. On deck 17, midship is the Piazza. That goes 7, 8, and 9. It's the hub of activity, very busy in that area all day long. And then all the way to the aft is
the arena.
The arena is the arena.
Oh, it's in the front. Arena's in the front.
Also,
yeah.
So you don't have any performance venue in the aft. But the one that they constantly had some type of event going on was in the Piazza. Say some folks like to have activity like that and be around a bunch of people. So
We got a little problem with sound, so let's bring you over. You need to raise your voice. Can you raise your voice?
I can raise it.
Oh, stop.
It's like a communal area, and a lot of folks like that concept. I'm not saying it's a bad thing necessarily. For my taste, I like to, if there's a performance going on, you go there for it. Fine. If you're going to one of these venues to eat, it's just a bunch of noise. You can't hear yourself. You can't converse with someone.
The Alfredo's is right off of the Piazza. If there's a performance going on, or if there's a show going on, or if they're doing one of the line dances, the music is very loud. So it's a little. It was this very similar situation with MSC, with when you had a restaurant that was near. Rudy's was fine because they had a door that closed, and you couldn't hear anything that was going on out in the Piazza.
That made it quiet. All these others are in the open air.
So it's a little, like I said, it's a catch-22. There's some things that are really great, and there's some things that aren't so great. But you know what? It's a brand new ship. And the cool thing about it is that there was that one presentation where the captain was talking about wanting our feedback. They kept saying it 3 or 4 times, sending a survey. Please give us your feedback. Because the feedback that they've gotten, they are applying changes to the Star Princess. I mean, as we speak, they are making those changes. They're making the name of the Irish pub. O'Malley's. They're making that bigger and it is, a lot of people love it, and it looked like so much fun. We never had the opportunity to go in there, but it is so much fun. So
we did there.
Yeah, we didn't go while there was a performance. So there is going to be it is going to be a bigger venue because they lot of people love going in there. Um, but they are making they're taking people's suggestions and they are making changes, which kind of leads me to one major drawback that started from day one and finally leveled off probably on day five. Our fellow passengers. um, and we were in a group and we had a Facebook page for this group of people that were taking this cruise. And I thought we were the only ones, but we were witnessing passengers really upset with crew. Now, let's be real. Crew has nothing to do with how a venue is set up, has nothing to do if there aren't seats available. They're there to serve you and help you. You have no right to yell at a crew member or to treat them poorly. And this was going on from day one. From the moment that we entered the buffet, it was happening.
Buffet seems to be the biggest point of contention the entire ship.
And it's weird because you have the eatery and then you have something called the American Diner, which is another buffet, but they serve different fare. Right?
Yeah, someone.
And it's it's gave you space. So unlike other cruise lines, when you're all wedged in, like we were on the Westerdam, right? We were wedged in at the buffet and we couldn't move. This gave you space and gave you space to sit and relax. And unfortunately, um, everybody is at the buffet on embarkation day. We were trying to get away from it. We were trying to find something different, but we didn't know a lot about the ship, so we did the best we could. And there was people really, really upset because they couldn't find a seat. Meanwhile, outside, there were all the seats. You could do al fresco. Um, but that was sad. So I thought, well, that was just one incident. But as the days progressed, there was this anxiousness. There was an anxious mood. And I thought it was me until I opened up my Facebook and I realized there were other people with the same going, what is going on? Why is this a problem? So they were going out on an excursion. I stayed back and I was working and happened to run into a really nice lady. We shared an area together. And she said, she said, have you ever been on Princess? I said, no, this is not a cruise, and she said, don't judge it for what's going on right now. And I just kind of didn't say anything. And I said, oh, it's not, just no, it's not like she says, I've never seen people act this way, behave this way. He said, it's really sad. And I said, yeah, I really feel bad for the crew because they didn't do anything to deserve any of this. So I'm going to say this. If you are one of those who loves Princess, you love the royal ships, you love the older ships, you need to go in to this ship with a different mindset because this is new. This is different. And it's intentionally different. So you need to go in with a sense of optimism, like, okay, we're gonna try something because they want your feedback. But please don't take it out on the crew. I thought that was it was one of those things that really broke my heart, that the crew became the battering ram, and you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. And there's enough reviews out there. I know I saw that we talked to you guys about it, that we were a little anxious about going on this because we had some negative reviews. You need to understand this is not your old Princess ship. This is a brand new ship. It's a brand new concept, and you need to go into it with an open heart and an open, mind, and enjoy it for what it is. It's a gorgeous ship. It's beautiful. And you know what? The crew are phenomenal, and they will try to make every part of your cruise, right, absolutely perfect. We never heard no. Can I get something changed? Absolutely, whatever you need, whatever you'd like. What more could you ask for? Okay, so it's a little noisy. Try to find someplace else. I think some of the suggestions that we're going to make is maybe find a few little pockets of quiet because sometimes you do want to unwind and you want to relax. Um, it was a little difficult trying to find that on the ship, but I could have gone back to my room. Well, our room was being food. I didn't want to bother our steward. But again, just little comments, we're here to let them know that to us this didn't work or this did work. For the most part, I mean, it's a gorgeous ship, and the crew are going to make your cruise as good as it's ever going to be. I mean, the crew are phenomenal.
Absolutely.
So then what did we enjoy? Another thing we enjoyed was the food. Okay, let's talk food. Everybody, we're the foodies.
Good, bad, or the otherwise. Start out with a little bit ago. What was your favorite eating venue?
Oh, that was so hard. Um, I'm gonna say Crown Grill because our server was fantastic. He made that dinner so much fun. Um, he was very well versed on food. He was well versed on the wine and for you, like you to do it, and he made it fun. And we had an amazing night there. I mean, even our daughter loved it, absolutely loved it. So I'm gonna say probably Crown Grill for me. Although the last night, see, this is hard because the last night we went to Rudy's, and that was just over the top.
Catch.
Yeah.
The Catch by Rudy.
What about you? What was your favorite?
Again, it's a toss up between those two, and I'm going to go with Catch. I like the atmosphere in there. It was a little bit lighter, a little bit brighter. It was less crowded because we were there we were probably the last ones.
We did close the place
in that, but the food was outstanding. The menu options were outstanding. The service was great.
Yeah, I never had. I had Dover Cola. I never had it where they filleted it right in front of you, and I can't wait because we recorded it. She let us record it, and it was so good. It was just really amazing.
Here's the thing for me. This was finally the place that absolutely got my steak just right. Not that any of the other ones were bad, but it was prepared just right, and it was topped with a lobster tail.
Yeah, well, he had his lobster and he had his steak, so he was very happy. Which one was a unique experience that you don't mind going back and having again?
Very first night, we went to Butcher Block by Dario, which is a whole different concept. We didn't really understand when we booked it what it was all about, but it was very fun and cool, and the staff in there was fantastic. The food.
So patient with us, explained exactly how it was. It's a family style restaurant. There's a set menu, and one of the courses was a prawn, right?
It was a jumbo prawn.
A jumbo prawn. It was halved, and then there were scallops. Now I didn't eat it because I have a shellfish allergy, and I forgot our daughter doesn't like seafood, and he ended up serving to her, and of course they serve it with like the head. And she cracked us up for the whole night going. And I knew when I saw it, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna like this. And I'm like, you don't have to eat it. And she's like, she felt really bad. But she told us later, she said, it was staring at me. It had eyes. It was just a cute night, but boy, was that a great experience. Food was so good.
Mm-hmm.
We had I don't know how many courses. We have it all recorded, so we'll put that video out so you can see it.
They bring in courses, and it's for the whole family to share.
Oh, and we've never had tiramisu made tableside.
No, we've never had, and that was really
So
good, delicious.
So good. So good.
A lot of times, a lot of people love the dessert. I'm usually not the biggest fan of the desserts, but
that was so good.
I love tiramisu, and prepared tableside was great. And
that's another tip for you. Instead of going to the main dining room on embarkation day, book yourself a specialty dining. If you're on Plus or if you're on Premier, you book it on embarkation day. It was crowded. It was really nice, and the staff is ready for you, and they're ready, willing, and able to help you. And the food was delicious. It was a great start to our thing. Um, the next night, where did we go? They're all sorry. It's like on.
Do we not have Sabatini's?
Oh, I went to Sabatini's. Oh my goodness, this is an Italian restaurant. It reminded me of a New York restaurant, an Italian restaurant in New York City. The beautiful velvet chairs, the service was phenomenal, but there was a lot of courses. It was like 5 courses. I think it was five because we had about 5 courses.
They all blended together. I can't remember.
We ended up doing Sabatini's twice. The first time, I don't know how we ended up being able to make it through all 5 courses, and we did try dessert. The second night we went, we had the same waiter, which was phenomenal because he was so great. He was so gracious. He remembered us. I'm like, oh, we're so glad you're back. We didn't make it even to dessert. I couldn't even finish my meal, but it was so delicious and made to order, which was great. Um, and then, how was you guys went to how do you, the Japanese.
Oh, Mikado Ocean.
Again, we made a little bit of mistake. No, that's okay. We're here to tell you what our mistake is and inform you guys.
I understand when you go there. This is another one that is a set menu, which is the included price. If you want to order individual rolls, individual maki, sashimi, nigiri, any of that stuff, you can, but every one of them is an additional charge. So we went there thinking that we could get a roll or individual. No, it's take the set menu, and there were the quality was good, the service was good. I did not care for the selection a whole lot. My daughter really did not
Yeah,
care.
again, it was heavy on the seafood, and she doesn't like seafood, so you take that with a grain of salt. Right, right. The non-specialty restaurants that we did go were we went to Alfredo's, which was very good. Really enjoyed the pizza there. It was very good.
I went there twice.
He did. He went by himself and had calzone.
Mhm.
And then the three of us went and we had some pizza for lunch. And it was, again, service was wonderful. The food was delicious. The pizza was our pizza was absolutely delicious. And you said you'd have that pizza again and again.
Oh yeah, I would never turn down that pizza. It was really, really quite good.
And then upstairs, we really suggest for lunch is up on the Lido deck. They have the Lido grill. They have burgers, hot dogs. They have salads that looked amazing. What did Miranda have?
Tacos, shawarma.
Shawarma twice, and she loved it.
There was pizza there. The pizza there was good too.
Yes. So we would suggest going there because one, it's quick, it's easy, and it's hot. It's made fresh. We had issues.
The burgers were great. The
Oh,
dogs
yeah.
were great. Bratwursts were great.
Our issues with the buffet was it was always long lines. The food temperature was, for me, not hot. It was always on the cold side. And I don't know. It didn't come up to par when you taste everything else that was offered on board. It would probably be the last place that I would go. Now we went there for breakfast, right? How many times we went there? A couple of times for breakfast.
A couple of times, 2 times.
Yeah, and it was good. It was good for breakfast, but again, it was shocking for a place to sit at one up. But we really enjoyed going to the main dining room for breakfast.
The biggest problem with they call it the eatery. They call it the eatery, which is basically the buffet, and the biggest problem, the biggest point of contention people have is there's not a place to sit.
Yeah, the seating is a real issue, especially the night when it's raining outside and then you have to be on the inside. It's really difficult trying to find a place to sit. Um, and I don't know. It's just the food was okay. It wasn't great. It was okay. It wasn't terrible. It was okay. Um,
It was hot and edible.
hot and edible, exactly.
Not always hot.
Yeah. Well, I never got hot. I must have been picking the wrong things. Um, but I would
If you're getting a lot of times it was warm, little above room temperature.
yeah,
But if you were walking around and around and around and around trying to find a place to sit, by the time you find a seat, it is cold.
yeah,
And what I've had on a lot of other ships is you've got large areas for the buffet and large areas. Only very few times do you struggle to get a place to sit.
yeah,
Sometimes you have whole sections or a quarter of it where it's very empty. If nothing else, you can walk to the other side and find places here. You can walk up and down both sides, and every single place is there. There's 5 people waiting like vultures for someone to leave so they can attack that empty seat. It's just,
yeah.
and this is where I witnessed people being rude to staff on a couple of occasions, complaining about the seating, complaining there's no place to seat and sit. And
It's not the staff's fault. They're doing the best they can. They're clearing tables very quickly. They're offering you drinks. They're doing everything in their power to move things along. Um, it's not the crew's fault. And again, it's just a design flaw. It's a design flaw. The good thing though was that both sides of the eatery were open all the time. What we found sometimes in a buffet is they'll shut down one side and only operate, and only open one side. But this was both sides were operational at all times, which was wonderful and operationally excellent. Doing that. Um, but we then only went to the main dining room for dinner once. We had a lot of specialty. We were going to take advantage of the specialty dining.
so, pro tip: if you walk in there and it looks too busy on both sides, go do yourself a favor. Go to deck 17, the pool deck.
Oh, as far as sorry.
The food up there is actually better, and you can usually find someplace to sit.
And as far as the main dining room goes, we went one time, and it was later, but no, it was about 7 because we wanted to go to something by 9. Right?
Mhm.
It took us 2 hours to do a 3-course meal.
This was closer to 3 hours.
Was it? I don't know. It was
It
very
2.5,
long.
2 and 3/4 hours. It took forever.
And the kitchen was having a problem that night because there was another table full of that those 4 there was 4 a table of 4, and they were sending back their plates about 4 times because they kept on getting the wrong item. So that was sad and that was unfortunate. And again, I'm gonna blame the kitchen for that. That had nothing to do with the service. He was working his tail off and he apologized profusely and had nothing. It was okay. The food was okay when you compare it to what was there offered on the specialty. I would go into a specialty restaurant then, or I'd go into, O'Malley's, or I'd go into Alfredo's. It just that night for us, that night, our experience, it really wasn't up to par.
It was breakfast. It was slow, and the food was not always the warmest. No,
Yeah.
I eat cold. Um, at breakfast, it was cold. This night, it was very slow.
Yeah, we had beef Wellington, and you'll see the pictures. Rich wasn't very hungry that night, which was good because he literally got a piece of meat that was about that big. The crust was good. So, yeah, it was, they were a little off on that night. Now, again, I don't know about the rest of the week because we didn't go the rest of the week. We only went on, for one night because our schedule, what we had offered, because we went to the specialty dining.
Well, we forewent specialty dining just so we could try the main dining room. I didn't want to do this. I really did not. because there's some ships where the main dining room is really good. But most of the time, I just prefer the specialties if I can at all do them. We had that option. We chose not to do it, so our fault there. But yeah, I was less than thrilled.
Suffices to say, if you want to spend your money, and if you don't have Premier, but you have Plus, it is worth going to the specialty dining. The service is impeccable. The food is it's really very good. It's some of the best food that we've had. Um, and again, like I said, the service is just unbelievable. Last night we were like one of the last ones, and the maitre d' came by, and she brought along with her the executive chef and the little leads that were back in there to ask us how we liked our food, how did we enjoy the experience, and to introduce who was cooking our meal, which was wonderful. It was so nice. And they're also thankful when you leave praise on them. But again, it was so good last night. It was very easy to, and then Crown Grill did the same thing. They brought the executive chef out.
Mhm.
We got to talk to him, and it was just if you have the money, if you have the Plus or you have Premier, take advantage of it and go. Do not be sorry that you went.
Well, remember, you need the Premier to have it. You can do the unlimited
Yeah.
specialty dining with Premier. Plus, you're limited to it depends on the length of your
Yeah, it depends on the
voyage.
length.
Most of them 7 days, 8 days is one time. After that, you get the privilege of paying the upcharge.
If you have the chance, do the specialty dining. It was very good and the culinary team on the Princess in those specialty areas was wonderful. And whoever was cooking upstairs on the Lido deck.
Now, I'm going to make one more criticism.
Oh,
The one that we wanted to go to more than any was
yeah.
Teppanyaki, and they only have, was it 3 seatings a night?
Yes.
It's very, very limited space. Even months before this cruise, we could not book it and could not get it once we got on ship. I don't know who you have to know or whose palm you have to grease to get into the
Well,
cruise.
again,
That's super popular and it's super small. They need to either expand the amount of dining times, expand the seating capacity or something. Either that or my least favorite option, but the other thing is to not include that one and make it A for pay.
yeah.
That will limit the folks getting in. This wasn't even an option to get in for most people.
Yeah, we
at
couldn't
all.
even get on there. I tried for the moment that it opened up, time that we were even on board, and even our daughter tried we couldn't get in.
She wanted to go to it so bad, and
Yeah.
she tried on her own constantly.
Yeah.
And there was just never there or the noodles place.
So
We
as
couldn't
far
get into.
as the ship, another cool thing we had one port that was a tender, and anybody that knows that when you tender, it can be a little scary. Um, it was not. They have redesigned this where we had hired some shuttle service to come. We didn't use any of the lifeboats. And how many was on that ship? Probably like
Well,
300.
I did a quick count and extrapolated a number. I'm saying this is between 400 and 500 that they could fit. Literally, you could run 8 of those and get the entire ship off and on.
The way they designed it, it was so easy to get onto the tender. Even those who had needed assistance with walkers, the way they designed the Sun Princess, it was with ease to get on to those shuttles. So that was a well done, and I loved how when we boarded, it was a landing. They called it the landing. When you got from shore, like when we were embarking, went through the maze and you got on board. It opened up to an area where there were carolers caroling. It was a big area, and when we were in disembarking, again, it was not that squeezing through a hole. It was this beautiful big area. So really took the time to think about disembarking, embarkation day, going into a tender. They really thought it through perfectly. And again, the staff was exceptional. Take your time, go in. We had no problems getting on the day that we went. We went to Belize and it was a tender. We met in the live area, live, and then we actually ended up staying in Mount O'Malley's. And then they called us and we walked down, and boom, we were right onto the show. It didn't take long at all. They really have the process down pat, which is another big benefit. The other thing, if you're going to Belize, what was the excursion we did? I can't remember the name of it.
It was Mayan temples.
We got God, sorry guys, we're a little fuzzy. El Tunha. And then it included lunch, which we didn't even know it did.
Water.
We got to go around the temples. Rich got one of his dreams, and if you see on Instagram, you saw that he climbed a temple when I filled him up there. And then we got on the bus, and they took us to a grass hut area, really cute, to have some authentic Belizean food.
Mm-hmm.
Rice and beans, chicken, and like coleslaw. It was so good. It was really, really good.
It was really good.
It was made by Belizean women that were right there serving you. It was just, and the Coke, what was the Coke? The Coke was made with
real pure cane sugar.
They've outlawed fructose on Belize, and so everything has to be made with pure sugar cane. And I'm telling you, that Coke was absolutely delicious, and I don't like Coke. It's so good. It was in a glass bottle. But the excursion, our
you can get any good soda in the United States.
No.
It's all artificial.
The tour guide for our excursion was amazing, so knowledgeable. So if you go to Belize, there, definitely do the Mayan ruins. It was really, we had such a great time doing that. And then Cozumel, they were supposed to go dolphin encounter, but unfortunately, it was raining very bad. Lightning, everything.
We walked across here, drenched, walked back. We're still drenched.
But Princess refunded us 100% on and we didn't have to worry about a thing. The ship entertainment is incredible. Our cruise director was very funny, very personable. He was from New Zealand, and he kept the ship completely entertained. He had a second person with him that was from Italy who ran the Zoomer every morning, and he kept everybody entertained. And the performers were top notch. Everybody was raving about the show last night, but we were too full and we didn't get into it. It was really by the time we were done with dinner.
Our dinner time was right in between them. So
between the two performances, so we couldn't get to go see them, but everybody was raving about it. The only criticism that we heard also, another criticism was pools are too small. And I can understand that because there's a lot of people and there's not a lot of swimming, only small pools in certain areas on the deck. And I know that was something that they were addressing on the Star Princess, because that's what I heard the captain talking about. So, but as far as the cabins, they're wonderful. They were so spacious. I mean, okay, you're on a cruise ship, bathrooms are gonna be bathrooms. They're all not gonna be like Regent where they were big palatial palaces. But this one was a lot more. I could escape without getting my head on the shower door. Um, but the room itself was very spacious, and it held all of our clothes. And because of the 2 gala nights and because of all the other outdoor activities we were doing, so we had, like, almost 2 sets of clothes for each of us. We had plenty of room in the closet, plenty of, drawers to put things in. Our daughter had, a single couch turned into a single bed, and she said it was very comfortable. She did ask for her own room next time, though, because so we said, "Well, you pay for it." Yeah.
We did offer that option.
but the deck was wonderful. So where our room was located, if you look at the ship and you see that big thing that looks like a sun, we were like one of the first cabins that started the sun. We had a very deep balcony. And the only unfortunate thing, I wish there was a recliner, a lounger. It wasn't. And there was only two seats, the three of us.
So
So
the only deluxe part was it was bigger, and I'm not complaining because it was probably
it
the largest one we've had.
was wonderful with all the rain. I was able to sit out there and not get wet. So it was great. You sit further in, but we could hear what was going on the sailaway. I could hear it to
Yeah.
the sailaway very clearly.
We had a nice view of the forward
Mhm.
area.
And in Cozumel, we were like seven other ships,
Yep.
and luckily it was raining. But I guess because we really didn't run into we were one of the last ones to leave. I say this ship is beautiful. Um, accept it for what it is. Go there with an open mind, and be glad you're on there cruising. And if you have something negative to say about it, leave it for the survey. Leave it for, you know, feedback. Don't take it on the crew. And that just made me very sad that the crew did have to endure that. Now things leveled out on day 5, day 6, here as much. But then again, a lot of people were saying, "Hey, enough stuff. We're here to enjoy ourselves."
Yeah. The level of that type of thing, you're gonna always get somebody that says something or somebody's not happy about something. And more and more people introduced to that, everybody knows the etiquette and what to expect. But it seemed to be a little bit more prevalent than any others that I've seen so far. But
Yeah, I
hey,
think I overheard a gentleman say it better. You know, eating something because it's different, it's not an excuse. That's just you're giving yourself permission to be okay. Things are different. Life is different. Things progress. So I think that I echo his sentiment. Just because it's different doesn't entitle you to be able to be mean and nasty. Just adjust to it. Now,
thing,
we've been on so many ships, so many different from small. This is one of the larger ones that we've been on.
yeah,
Um, yes, was the flow a little choppy? Yeah, I I'd say it was.
yeah,
There were sometimes we couldn't get to a deck because we had to go down in order to go up. But, it was the idiocy of the ship, you know. Um,
I'm not sure if it was designed intentionally this way, but it was a little bit. It took a little bit more than normal to get the lay of the land, so to speak, or the lay of the sea, um, and figure out where things were situated. It wasn't that bad.
yeah, take
Flow was a little bit. Well,
yeah,
it was a little bit quirky, but again, not all that bad.
it just took me 6 days to remember to go left off the elevator to our room. It's okay.
If you go walk back in it right now, she's still trying.
Learn to read the signs. Um, you need to do it. I think you really do need to do it if you really are interested in seeing what it's like. If you're okay with different, get on board. Get on board the Sun Princess. They are making changes to the Sky Princess, and they're
Star.
using the feedback. What? Star, the Star. Sorry, the Star Princess. They're taking the feedback that you give this ship, and they are making those changes going forward. And that's okay. That's good. That's being responsive and being receptive. Um, did we have a good time? I think we did. Really good time. How we like to cruise, how we like to cruise, maybe how you like to cruise. The one other negative, the casino is a smoking casino, and there's no doors on the casino, so the smoke gets into the arena, right?
Mhm.
And it gets into the elevators, and there's also a restaurant. Was there a restaurant on that deck? Can't remember now.
Uh, it's it's 8. So there's a yeah.
Yeah. So they did say that on the chart that
But
they're going to have a non-smoking area of the casino. So that'll be good. We heard that there were people. I was trying to get a gauge as to. Oh, I wanted to talk about how many tables they were because we had a problem. We couldn't film.
it was it was fairly well, there was a lot of stuff going on, and when it was open, here's another thing is it seemed to be open 24 hours a day. Because
Yes.
even when I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning, there was still somebody in there playing and smoking. So, I couldn't really get much footage, but I did. It's large, and it
It's
looks really
very
nice, which
large.
is the I think smoking. Um, I think that would deter a lot of people, but, um,
How many tables were there?
the gaming tables, there were 13, which is really nice, a decent amount of gaming tables, and there were a lot of video poker, video slots,
Yep.
all the, traditional type of games. They're it's nice and large. It's very nice. Um,
Yeah. I was listening to a couple of, we are not allowed to film when it's in operation. So when they're open, I was surprised because they were even open in some of the ports
yeah,
that we were
usually
at.
yeah, be open when you're
Yeah,
in
they were
port.
open and they were operation. They were running, and we were asking. I was talking with that one lady, and she said, "You go in the casino." I said, "No, we're not really big gamblers." She said, "Yeah." She's neither my husband and I are, but the people where we are. And I said, "Are they doing well?" And she said, "One is, no, not so much." So I guess it's the odds of things going. It sounded like they were having a lot of fun in there.
Well, if you're winning, then it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah. Although when we were walking through, we were watching one lady, and she was getting her bonus on the big slot machine. She was doing bonus game, and she got like $3,000 or $4,000 is what she had won on it. So, you know, um, if you're a gambler, it's one of the largest casinos on their cruise ships on Princess Line. So definitely something to do. Unfortunately, um, they have to work on the filtration because it does fill up with smoke and it does go into the arena, which is sad.
Yeah,
Um,
this ship is not even a year old,
yeah,
and it already just reeks
yeah.
of smoke.
So I think that's one thing that they'll probably work on with the Sky Princess. They're going to have half smoking and the other half non-smoking, which is going to be great. Star Princess. I keep saying Sky. I don't know why I'm doing that. But it's all in all, the officers. We went to that one presentation with the officer.
Mhm.
She was very informative. Um, and then we got to talk about Dr. Show.
Dr. Shelley, if you are fortunate enough to be on a cruise on Sun Princess, and Dr. Shelley has I'm going to call it a lecture because Dr. Shelley is a professor at UCLA,
UCLA.
and when she's not lecturing at UCLA, she's on Star Princess, basically giving lectures all about space. It's
Space
something that
astronomy.
fascinates me. I love it anyways. But high energy, fun. I think every kid needs a professor or two, just like Dr. Shelley. Very entertaining, well worth it. Don't miss it if you get the privilege of attending that.
We took our 21-year-old with us to the second time that we watched it, several lectures, and our 21-year-old said she makes science fun again, which and she's an elder gal, um, a little quirky. She walks around with her Crocs in different colors, and so she finished her class on the 24th of November. On the 25th of November, she was on the STAR, and she's going to work until I think it's the 25th of January, and then the next day she's going to start classes back at UCLA. And this is what she loves to do, and it's her passion. She's really good at what she does.
Mhm.
So if you are on a ship where Dr. Shelley is on, oh, take the time to go to the presentation. It's just well worth it. Well worth it. position. Waning and waxing.
That's right.
See, the old girl can learn new tricks too. But yeah, if you're on any the Star Princess, I mean the Sun Princess, and Dr. Shelley is there, please go to her. Go to her lectures. It's worth it. Very worth it. Anything else? Can we think about on the disembarkation was as easy as a breeze. So easy. Um, we did the self walk off because we had drove and parked our car there. So we just literally, oh, a nemesis in the room, the elevators. You want to talk about the elevators?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Elevators are an issue. Shift the size, you have more people. Um, they use the dynamic elevator system, which is always high volume. Embarkation day, disembarkation day in particular, and any high times where everybody's trying to get to the same uh, restaurants for dinner. Um, Sometimes it's just easier to take the stairs.
Yeah, it's the ones where you push what panel when you get to the elevator banks, you put what floor you want to go on, and then it tells you which elevator to come to. On high volume times and positions of the ship,
You can wait,
it's so long.
and then the doors open up finally, and then there's people in there already, so you gotta wait some more.
Yeah.
And then as we encountered, one of the one of them was broken down. You push the button and it says um, something like experiencing high volume. Please try again later. And all of a sudden, the door, one of them opened up. And it's stuck halfway between floors, and there's some of the maintenance folks standing there on top of it, fixing the thing.
So they do, troubleshoot as when they're on there. So yeah, the elevators are a little mixed bag. So, there's elevators in the forward, elevators in the mid, elevators in the aft. And then there's some other designated outdoor type ones.
Right in the forward section, when you go to the top, there's some individual special ones. They're not. I don't consider them main banks. So forward, mid, and aft, you have 6 shafts in each, total of 18
Yeah.
elevators operating the entire ship. So you can see when there's high volume, it can get a little bit dicey.
Yeah, especially like after a show. If your cabin is if the show is in the forward and your cabin's in the aft, just walk to the aft and pick up your your elevators. Just go to the aft elevators or go to the midship. But if you're going to the piazza, everybody's using that uh, midship elevators.
Do it in the forward of the aft and walk up to the mid because just
Now the Sun Princess is the first one to have a sanctuary for suite guests, and we were able to look down upon the outdoor lounge of the sanctuary from where our room was. It looked very lovely. The chairs looked absolutely beautiful, but they had a restaurant of their own, huge, and it was in the aft, right? Am I getting that right? The aft, or was it? I
yeah,
can't remember.
they took this. The dining area is originally 3-tiered with
That's right.
6, 7, and 8. Your main one is 6, which is the anytime
No, specific time.
or specific. Okay,
Right.
this is your traditional early or late seating. It's also where breakfast is served. At 7, you can make a reservation.
Mhm.
It's not necessary walking. Still, maybe making a reservation would be the way to go.
Much,
That way, you're sure you have your time. We walked in there, no problem. That was the quickest thing in the evening. The whole rest took forever. And then deck 8 was also originally a part of the main dining room. Um, and that, however, they converted into the sanctuary restaurant, which I looked into it. It looked very, very nice.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple of people who were in the sanctuary, and the food was wonderful there, and they enjoyed it immensely. So that's if you're willing to go down to the sanctuary level. Yes, it is extra pay, but they have another lounge too that you can go to.
Yes.
I think our final thoughts are on we went to the premiere.
Mhm.
Was the value there? So let's talk about that because it's $90 a day versus $60 a day for the plus.
Mhm.
So was it worth us spending that extra?
Yes. I won't even hesitate. Specialty dining alone.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would recommend do it and do specialty dining every day. You have to do something twice. It's so much better than the main dining room or the buffet. That's probably that average about 45 bucks each. So
Yeah, depending on which
that
one.
alone covers the difference.
We did not do Spellbound. That was over $100
$150
per person, and so we didn't do that. But we had other perks with the premiere that we didn't even use. We didn't use. No, that wasn't with the premiere. That was. I'm just going to say something about laundry, but no, that was because of our status. So,
break down simply the specialty dining. If you do specialty dining every day, that covers half of it right there.
yep, yep,
Then you're talking about gratuities included,
yes,
um, drinks unlimited, um, princess desserts. A lot of people love unlimited. I didn't find them all that
no,
great myself, but it's an option. If you love them, you can get as many things you want. Heck, the Wi-Fi
and the photos.
and photos. Oh, you get a photo package. You can get 3 prints
Mhm.
and unlimited downloads.
Yeah, we downloaded everything that we had, and the photographers were wonderful. They we got some Christmas stuff out of there. We got one photographer fell in love with our daughter, so he was taking a picture everywhere.
Seemed
Um,
like he was following us around. Sure he wasn't,
he
but it
was
was just
scoping
like
us out.
all of a sudden it pops up. And he knew our names.
Yep. Yeah.
Very,
Um,
very nice.
so the pictures are great. For us, um, specialty dining and specialty coffees, some of the best coffee. Sorry, guys, but this is some of the best coffee I've seen was here. And Miranda, our daughter and I, we loved having the coffee. We must have 2 or 3 a day. And then we had special cocktails at each one of the specialty restaurants. Tiramisu, guys, the tiramisu cocktail, fantastic. Um, Still only one place on the ship. I gotta make my amaretto salad. We really sound like we're alcoholics, but anyway, boy,
Outside of cruise ships, we really don't
we don't drink.
special occasions, things like that. We have a glass of wine with dinner.
Oh, I do wanna tell my brother he found another bottle of
Yeah,
wine. He's
yeah. Every
got
every time we go on sail, we do wine, like, and,
So
yeah,
anyway, would say from this cruise, would you go on another Princess cruise? I would too. I would
would
too.
it go on the Sun Princess again?
Yeah, I would go on it again. I liked the ship was gorgeous. We didn't come in with any preconceived notions. We knew what we have, what, 5 other lines, a 5th line that we were on. So they're all set up
At
differently,
least,
so we have to get used to each line, every one that we go on. So, to me, it was relatively simple. Everything happened in the piazza that you wanted to see. Most of the activity would be in the piazza. If you wanted an entertainment like a Broadway show, go to the arena or go to the dome for silent disco at night. Um, there's something for everybody. There's something for everybody on that ship. Um, you can go out to big gym. They had a big gym that you can go and enjoy. Um, I don't know. I would go on it. The crew made it. I think the crew really made the voyage.
now topside, it's a little bit different there. It was planned for them to have a ropes course and some other
Yeah.
activities. We had some problems with it. They nixed it. There's not gonna be, so all there is up there is a walking track,
Pickleball.
a splash pad, pickleball, and a large Connect Fours. And other than that, there's not a whole lot on the
But I understand that the kids club was really good. There were kids on the cruise. We didn't see them because they were in the kids club all the time. They were having a good time. So that was good to know. So yeah, I would definitely go on there again. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Star Princess is going to be like with the improvements to see what that's going to be. So yeah, I would do Princess again if you are somebody
Because
who
if you listen,
enjoys.
they're gonna make teppanyaki bigger and more seating.
If you're somebody who enjoys being a part of the group, if you are somebody who enjoys partying and having a great time playing games, just really getting involved, Princess is your ship. It is your ship because the people that go on there want to have a good time. They want to enjoy. They love music. They love performances. They love all kinds of performances. This is your ship. And I'm not saying this derogatory, but if you're more of a cerebral where you really want the works, you want the presentations, you want to know about ports, you want to know about history of probably not your ship. At least it wasn't this cruise for us.
Not
We don't know.
necessarily,
It could be different somewhere else, especially could be very different, But
well, this one, they didn't have a lot of the pork chops. It was
no,
just
there
food. There was,
wasn't
other
even
outside of Dr. Shelley, there wasn't a lot of
no,
education. I like to get my mind fed a little bit too, so
as well as this
shows are
farm
great.
too.
12-ounce girls.
I did want to bring up one other thing, and this is kind of left over from the last live that we did about the tax that Mexico is going to impose. It passed both houses of their Congress, and they have decided that they're going to postpone it until July of this year. Um,
Next year.
next year, 25. That's right, in July of 2025. Now there are organizations that are trying to convince them not to go ahead with this, but if they do, I if you are booked in 2025, you need to pay attention to your itineraries because I have a feeling many of the cruise lines are going to divert, or instead of having 2 Mexican ports, they may only do 1. So look at your itineraries, be flexible because things are going to change. This is a lot of money. You have a family of 4, you're gonna be charged $42 per person
Report.
per port, per port. That raises your fare because the cruise lines aren't gonna absorb that. You're gonna be paying because that's what port charges and fees, that's part of
That is
what your
correct.
fees are. So, it did pass. Keep your eyes on it, keep your eyes on your itineraries, and understand if you're going for a specific port in Mexico, because odds are you might only go to 1 port in Mexico instead of going to multiple. And there are other Caribbean nations that are vying for the cruise lines to come to them instead. And so just keep that in mind, and we'll keep you updated as we learn more.
You go to
Um,
Belize, and then go to Honduras. Honduras, beautiful. Belize, was really nice. We enjoyed the excursion. Um,
So I think that about wraps up our cruise. We had a great time. We will have lots of videos. I'm going to be working like a mad woman for the next couple of days. I'm going to get things out to you so you can see it. You can see the ship, how beautiful it was. It was beautifully decorated for Christmas. For anybody who's heading out there in the next week or two, you're going to have a great time. Just go with an open mind, open heart. You'll have a great time.
New and different isn't always bad.
It's not bad. That's just true. That is so true.
And sometimes you just don't know until you try it. If you try it and it's not for you, then you know it. But
So
enjoy the process.
yes, absolutely. And we're finalizing our plans for the next few months. We already have one confirmed
Yes.
that we'll be doing in May.
Out in the secret
Yep,
until May. No.
yep, we will. You just got it confirmed today. So we're gonna be adding some new things. We're gonna try different lines, folks. We're always trying a different line. So if you have suggestions, put them in the comments
Let us
and
know.
give us some feedback. If you've been on the Sun Princess, We want to hear from you. Want to know what your opinion was, and did you fill out your survey?
Did you experience the same stuff we did, or was it better? Was it not quite as good? Were there places that you like that,
Yes.
that you'd like to recommend?
But anyway, we thank you for joining us tonight. We know we went a little bit over our normal hour, but we had a lot to say. We're freshly off the ship, freshly back. As you can hear, we're trying to do laundry, get things going for the week, and we'll be back in touch in another couple of weeks. See that big Christmas weekend, isn't it?
We're doing this Christmas weekend.
I
Wow.
think we are.
Today is the 14th, right? So it'll be the 28th, right in between Christmas and New Year's.
So
Merry
see you in 2
Christmas.
weeks. Merry Christmas to you and yours, and we hope cruising is on your horizon. So with that, we'll have everybody have a great night, everybody, and thank you for joining us. Till then, see you next time. Bye, guys.